Good morning, everyone, to the second day of our annual conference. We had a wonderful evening last night. For those who attended in person, thank you so much for your time. And for those who couldn't make it, we missed you. But I can tell you it was such an amazing, dynamic group, and we all really enjoyed each other's company. A big thank you to Jody Greenwald for really kicking off the networking mingling event, and she's done a great job. Everybody was able to meet new people because she forced that you need to network with people that you don't know. So that made a huge difference. And we also were excited to see some young faces in the crowd. And many traveled from far distances to attend the networking event. Truly, truly appreciate everyone's time and really, really enjoyed. We also want to thank our title sponsors, McDermott, Will Emery, and for the networking night, and also CDW, of course, Spamton, for making this entire event possible. And the networking event, during the networking event, we also kind of spoke about the importance of why organizations like SheTek need to exist. But there will be a bit of repetition to what I said yesterday because many of you couldn't make it. I just wanted to give some context to this conference. So when we looked at some of these studies, especially a study published by Forbes, women seem to make up about close to 48% of the workforce, which is pretty much 50%, equal to men. But when it really comes to technology, you can only see there are 28% of the workforce in the tech companies, a women workforce. So, and you start thinking about why is it so? There has been some progress. If you really look at the older studies, the numbers were around 25%, and you're talking about 5-6 years down the line, you're talking about 28%, which also tells you that it's still there is a lot of progress to be made. And the research also shows very clearly that high job satisfaction may not be enough to keep women in STEM fields. As women, we do multitask and do a lot of things, and then the work environment has to be one inclusive and also be, making it possible for women to manage all the other priorities and then perform at work. So 66% as they progress in the companies, which is very true because one, visibility is a huge factor, that plays a role. And I want to talk about a few other things that the most alarming thing is over 50% of women leave the jobs because of the workforce is not conducive enough for them to continue their journey. So if you look at all, help each other, uplift each other, and also the mentorship and sponsorship plays a key role in helping women to, kind of learn from each other, share our stories, get inspired, learn from each other. So SheTek is all about that. While the corporates are working, bring in a lot of diversity in their companies, we also go and listen to a lot of talks around diversity. I think it's high time to really focus on inclusion, where we need to really wet our hands, get into action. So that's what SheTek is doing. SheTek is really helping to create that strong community through our partnerships with universities, corporates, entrepreneurs, C-level executives, leaders from various organizations and backgrounds to help each other, to share information, to be a mentor or a sponsor. And we utilize a technology platform that helps matchmaking and be able to find the right people that you want to network with. End of the day, this has to come from individual effort. We can create platforms, but it's important that women, if you're seeking visibility, if you're seeking knowledge sharing, you need to get onto these type of platforms and then try to, find the people that can help you. You need to ask for help. By asking, you lose nothing. By not asking, you may lose a fortune. That's what my mom taught me. So it's important that we open our mouths, ask for help, and these are the type of networks, platforms that are going to help all of us. And SheTek, through SheTek, what we also do is we provide a lot of training, upskilling to anyone, right from college grads to even women who are trying to transition into workforce or women who are trying to get back to workforce. we try to get them up to speed and provide all these employability skills, including the tech skills to get a job. The reason I said, again, when I said tech skills, it doesn't mean that it is coding. A lot of times we misunderstand technology as just coding. It's not just coding. We all use computers, we all use mobile phones. Technology is a backbone to many companies and many industries. So even if you learn how to utilize some tools to do your job, that itself is a success. So all of us, to be frank, are technologists, maybe at different levels. We use technology, so we are all familiar with technology. There is nothing to be intimidated about it. So we have, I also co-own Pampton, a technology company, where when we are opening positions, I don't see many women applying for them. Being in this tech industry for over 2 decades, I have not seen many women. As I was growing up the ladder, I could see the number is decreasing. When you sit in a boardroom or you sit in a meeting, you don't see many women participating. So that's one of the reasons that I also wanted to make sure that we create a platform, we create a community for women, encourage them to get into technology space. So through this conference, this is, again, as I said, it's a third conference for SheTek, and we are creating that opportunity for many women to bring their voice out there and listen to great speakers. We have various topics, you will hear about them. And I'm extremely thankful to all the speakers who made time to come and join this conference to share their knowledge and their experience with all the audience here. And my biggest thank you to all our sponsors. Again, as I said, we have title sponsors, Pampton and CDW. And we also have mentor makers, Caldwell University, Capital One, Metropolitan Commercial Bank, and NJBIA. And last night's networking night sponsor, McDermott, Will, and Emery. And I do want to thank our team for putting this together, and we hope you all will enjoy this conference. There's tremendous amount of effort put into this, and the speakers are amazing, and our topics are amazing. So I hope you will enjoy them. So now, without further ado, I'll call Elena Becker, who is our last night's networking night sponsor. Elena is from McDermott, Will, and Emery, and she's been a long-standing friend for us. And Elena brings so much of energy and enthusiasm when she speaks about SheTek. And thanks, Elena, for all your contributions so far, and really bringing a lot of awareness and brand awareness across the communities by speaking about SheTek.
All right. Thank you, Chaya, and welcome, everyone. Just wanted to take a few minutes, again, for those of you who may not be as familiar with all of our programs, to highlight what we do here at SheTek on a regular basis. So one of our main things is we have an online community. We have over 1,100 members that are actively participating in the community. And we have all of our events are posted there. We have a discussion board that we'd like more of you to participate in, to ask questions, to share information, to share best practices, to share job leads, anything that will help other women grow in their tech career. So the membership is free. You can go to shetek.net and follow the prompts to get you to sign up into the community. We also have our monthly outlet series. So we're up to 20 outlets that we've done. And these are usually like a lunch and learn format where Chaya will interview another tech leader talking about a variety of topics such as leadership and development, mentorship, personal branding, whatever a passion is of someone. Jody, who was our activity director last night at our networking event, was a recent outlet presenter, and she talked about when your why is greater than your how. So just letting people overcome their fears and really tackle the goals that they are seeking. We also have technical training boot camps. We've done 2 data curator boot camps that Chitra Durai, who is going to be leading our next panel discussion, helped us to put together. We had a great instructional design boot camp. We currently have an IT technical recruiter boot camp, and we're going to be starting a Salesforce administrator boot camp. All of these are given either on the weekends or at lunchtime. And really the object is to help women and men develop new skills that can get them employed. And you'll notice with some of the topics that it's not all about coding. So we stress to people that you don't have to be a coder to get into tech. And as you can see with instructional design and the tech recruiting, those are 2 ways that people could get into tech without coding. We also have job preparedness training where we talk about resume writing, how to use LinkedIn, how to network, interviewing skills. We also recently partnered with a company called Thought Leaders on soft skills trainings. So we're going to be talking about more of those in the near future. And we have a tech mentorship program. So we're really seeking mentees. We've got a lot of mentors that are ready to help mentees. So the purpose of this mentorship program is really to focus on developing your skills as a tech leader. There's a lot of good mentorship programs out there, but this one is really with mentors who are in the field, who have a lot of knowledge and experience to share with mentees. So if you're interested in our mentorship program, please go to our website. We also have a student ambassador program. So we have a lot of colleges and universities that we partnered with where students can be brand ambassadors for SheTek, but at the same time, they can develop their own leadership skills. They can interact and network with, again, our mentors and women that are in the field, just so they feel they have a role model and they can see a career path for them. So the Student Ambassador Program, if there's students on the line and you're interested, let us know. And then, of course, why we're here today is our annual conference. So those are the highlights of the programs. If you're interested in learning more, you can reach out to me or go to our website at shetek.net. So I'm not going to read all of this in detail, but just want to give you the highlights of what's happening today. So if Kristen is able to join us, we're going to start with what we're calling as Tech Talks. So similar to our TED Talks. These will be 15-minute short presentations by subject matter experts in different topics to just give you some things to think about. After that, we're going to have our first panel, which is all about what's new in tech. And we have 2 experts that are going to be talking about Web 3.0 and cryptocurrency. And that panel is going to be led by Dr. Chitra Durai, who is the founder of Amicus Brain and is on our SheTek advisory board. Then we're going to switch over to the changing nature of work. Michelle Sakurka, the president of NJBIA, also a SheTek advisory board member, will lead this panel, and we'll have Nikki Singh, who this was her idea, so she'll tell you more about that panel when it's her turn to talk. But Nikki's also on our advisory board. We have Melanie Franco, who is a new friend that we've recently met from Atlantic Health, who's on the panel, as well as Gail Spack. And then we'll have another of our TED Talks, and this one is going to be by Myra Godfrey, who is a wellness and lifestyle expert. We'll go into a cybersecurity panel, which Don Filmley, who is an expert in cybersecurity, along with 4 other panelists, will talk about what's happening in cybersecurity, ways to protect your business, as well as your personal assets. Followed by Meredith Mascaro, who is the CEO of Girl Scouts of Greater New York. She'll talk about the importance of philanthropy. And then our final panel will be on the new entrepreneur. And Anusha Kakani, who is also a new entrepreneur herself and part of our SheTek advisory board, will be leading that panel. with Monica Smith, Marjorie Perry, and Pat Headley. So another good panel discussion. And then we're going to have an inspiring story by Xiaomi Wu. She is an AI expert and is going to talk about using AI to help people with disabilities. So that's everything that we've got in store. It's a lot going on. There's a lot of things happening. We're going to try to make it as interactive as possible. As Joanne said, if you have any questions or comments, put them in the chat or the Q&A box, and we will make sure that we answer them. What I'm going to do now is, as Chaya was saying, we're going to turn it over to Yelena to talk a little bit about her involvement with SheTek and her company, and then we'll get to Kristen. So Yelena, it's all yours.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Yelena Becker. I am counsel at McDermott, Will & Emery, where I focus my practice on cryptocurrency and blockchain matters. Our crypto exclusive team here at McDermott is really proud to have been a sponsor of SheTek's networking night and to support SheTek in its overall mission to empower women to succeed in technology careers.